All right, welcome everyone. Today we're going to dive into the world of data with a really powerful tool called Pandas. And our mission? To uncover the hidden stories that are just, waiting inside every single data set.
I mean, really think about it. A data set isn't just a boring spreadsheet of numbers and text, right? No way. It's actually a story. It's got characters, it's got plots, it's got secrets, all just waiting for someone to read it. So the real question is, can you speak its language? Well, in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to become data detectives. Let's put on those hats and learn how to interrogate data. How to make it talk. And look, in any modern investigation, you absolutely need modern tools. The thing is, as this quote points out, tools like generative AI are completely changing the game. If you don't adopt them, you're just going to get left behind. So with that in mind, we're going to kick off our investigation with a very, very modern partner. Okay, first things first, every good detective needs a case file, right? For us, that's our data set. But instead of messing around and building one by hand, we're just going to use ChatGPT to generate one for us instantly. It's a great way to show just how fast these modern tools can get you up and running. And boom, here it is. This is our case file. It's a pretty simple data set, just 10 students. As you can see, we've got their roll number, name, the course they're in, the fee they paid, all that good stuff. This is the raw intel we're going to be working with. So we've got our case file. Now what? Well, the first step in any investigation is to start asking questions. In the world of Pandas, we call this filtering. Think of it like this. It's how we pull a specific witness into the interrogation room to get the facts we need. Okay, let's start with something easy. A really direct question. We're just going to ask our data, hey, show me only the students who are taking physics. And check that out. Just like that, the data gives us an answer. We've immediately narrowed our focus down to these 3 students. They're basically our key witnesses for this line of questioning. See, we're already starting to make the data talk. All right, let's turn up the heat a little bit. Any good detective knows you have to ask more complex questions, right? So now we're asking for something specific. Students who are in either physics or chemistry, and their fee has to be over $13,000. And there you have it. By layering our questions, by combining these conditions, we've cut through all the noise. We're left with the exact 2 people who fit our description. This is how you take control and really hone in on the precise information you're looking for. Okay, so questioning individuals is super useful, but a truly great detective, they spot the bigger picture. They see the patterns. They identify the groups, the gangs and hideouts hidden in the data. In Pandas, the way we do this is with something called aggregation. And our go-to tool for this is an incredibly simple but powerful function called value counts. It's amazing. With just one line of code, it zips through a column and just tells you how many times each unique thing shows up. It's seriously the fastest way to get a head count of all the different gangs in our data. So what does that look like? Well, here's that same insight, but visualized. You can see it instantly, right? The physics group is the biggest gang here, making up 30% of the students. That one simple count just revealed a major pattern, the most popular course. All right, let's level up. We've done counting, but what if we want to get even more sophisticated? We can start actually profiling our data, creating our own custom categories to understand behavior on a much deeper level. The technique for this? It's called binning. Now, why would you even want to do this? Let me give you a great real-world example. Imagine a bank. They want to figure out which transaction amount, or slab as they call it, happens most often. Because if they can find that sweet spot, even a tiny fee increase on just that slab could mean a huge boost in profits. Now it matters, right? And you know what? The process is actually super simple. It's just a few steps. First, you pick the column you care about. For us, it's fee. Second, you define your custom groups, your bins. Then, you use a function called pd.cut to drop each fee into the right bin. And finally, you bring back our old friend, value counts, to see how many transactions landed in each one. That's it. And boom, there it is, the answer to the bank's million-dollar question. By grouping all those individual transactions, we've clearly identified that the 1,000 to 3,000 range is the most common one. Think about what we just did. We took a giant, messy list of numbers and turned it into one single piece of actionable intelligence. That's the power of profiling. But look, a detective's work isn't over when they find the clue. The job's not done until you can present the evidence in a way that's clear and totally persuasive. In data, that means one thing: Visualization. It's how you make sure everyone understands the story you've uncovered. Just take a look at this line of code. I know it might look a little intimidating at first, but it's an absolutely incredible example of how much power is packed into Pandas. In this one single line, we're telling it to group all the students by their course, calculate the average fee for each course, and then immediately turn that into a bar chart. All of that in one go. And this is what you get from that one command. A perfect, clean, insightful chart. No extra work needed. The story just jumps right off the page, doesn't it? You can see exactly which courses have the highest fees, which have the lowest. And think about what that means. A university could use this to figure out which programs are making the most money, or maybe where they need to offer more financial aid. It's a powerful way to wrap up our investigation. And at the end of the day, that's the real magic of a tool like Pandas. It's just like the quote says, these simple functions just make your life easier. They take what should be really complex, difficult operations and make them totally accessible. They empower you to find and tell these powerful stories with your data. So let's recap. We've learned how to question our data, how to profile it, and how to visualize the story it's trying to tell. We went from a boring little table to some real, actionable insights. So now there's really only one question left to ask you. What story is your data trying to tell you? And are you ready to go find out?